Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome to the mid-season finale of Who'd Win and Why. We're already halfway done season 3. That's insane. And I know I wanted to get the season done quickly, without rushing it, obviously, so I could get to the Halloween season quicker, because Halloween's gonna come up sooner than you and I are gonna think. But this is still going pretty fast for what I thought was gonna happen. So for this time on Who'd Win and Why, for the mid-season finale, we got the epic fight of Batman versus Iron Man. This is a very epic fight, a very popular fight on the internet. Not as popular as something like Batman versus Superman, but this is still very popular, because both of these characters are, they have technology with them, a lot of technology with them. They're both genius billionaire playboys, they're very similar in their own ways. Now, in case you're not a returning subscriber, if you're new, first, hi. Also, this might be your first episode of Who'd Win and Why. It probably is. In that case, you probably didn't know about my Captain America versus Iron Man Who'd Win and Why, which was a video that I did back in season 1. And in that video, which is what I'm going to do here, I gave Iron Man 7 suits that he could switch between. Like, he could get out of and get into a different one. I gave him 7 suits. And the reason for that is because, two things. One is that I didn't want to give him all the suits because, first, that's too much research for me to do, and for anyone to do, really. And second, it's just, it's not really fair to Batman. And the second thing is that, if I was to have all those suits, then I'd probably want, there would be a swarm of suits go after Batman. That's probably what would happen. And, that's not fair to Batman either. So just to make it on a more fair playing field, I'm giving, Tony 7 suits, and I'll get into those suits in his analysis portion, but just thought that I'd explain that to you guys just in case, just to avoid any confusion. So, who'd win and why? Let's find out. So first I'm going to talk about Batman now. I've already talked about Batman very, very recently in my Batman versus Moon Knight video, which I think was 3 episodes back or something like that. But, I'm just going to go over it again. Again, in case you're new, you guys probably already know a million and one things about Batman, but I'm going to say it anyway, just because that's how it works here. So obviously he's pushed himself to the limits of the human body. He has great aim and reflexes. He's mastered every martial art and every fighting style on this planet. He can bench press 1,000 pounds, which is half a ton. That's crazy for a regular human. What else can Batman do? He also obviously has his gadgets. He has his utility belt, which is chock full of gadgets. It's got different types of batarangs, like electric shock, grenade, knockout dart. It's got a ton of different batarangs, probably more than what I just listed. He's also got different types of gadgets like smoke pellets, ice pellets, freezing pellets. He's got a lot of different gadgets, very small gadgets that he uses. He's got his grapple gun. He's got his kryptonite ring, which is obviously used for fighting Superman. What else has he got? So those are the main things in his utility belt, but he also has different stuff like his shock gloves, which can penetrate Kevlar with a very powerful electric punch. He also has his explosive gel, which can blow stuff up, or it can create distractions, whichever one he needs at the time. And he's also very smart. A lot of his victories come from his preparation and planning, and all of his sometimes it stems from his intelligence. Trying to outsmart the opponents. Like I said, he's mastered every martial art. He also has a photographic memory. He's earned 12 master degrees. He's very smart. He's a very smart person. What else about him? So yeah, he's got a ton of different villains over the years. He's fought characters that don't have superpowers like Joker and Penguin and Harley Quinn and Catwoman and Riddler and Two-Face. I could honestly keep going. There are a lot of characters that don't have special superpowers, but there are some characters that do, like Clayface and Killer Croc. In fact, Killer Croc I think is going to be in the next episode, but I'll get to that at the end of this video. So he's fought characters with superpowers. Some of them do come from preparation and planning, prep time, which Batman sometimes needs, but sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes it's because he has the gadgets and he has the strength to take the characters down. And sometimes he has to just use his mind, like for Joker or something. Sometimes Joker's hiding behind the scenes, and this could work for Riddler too and other villains. That he has to figure out things, and then eventually when he finds them, he just has to beat them a bit, and then they're done. But so sometimes he doesn't need prep time. He just needs to use his mind and whatever he has. He has the fighting styles, he has the strength, he has the gadgets. He has all that stuff. And there's probably a few things I missed about Batman, but you guys probably all know it. I know it as well. I'm just not thinking about it right now. But I just went over Batman in my other video, and it just seems a bit weird just to do it all over again. So I'm just gonna end it here. Just gonna keep it short on Batman. Now let's move on to Iron Man. Now Iron Man's a character that I haven't used all that recently. I did use him in Civil War, which was my season 2 finale, which was actually just 5 episodes ago. But I haven't used because I didn't give him all those 7 suits because it's supposed to be in the Civil War setting. So I didn't give him those 7 suits. I just gave him that one suit that he was using, which was Mark 46. But this time, so the last time I used him was 15 episodes ago, which was in the season 1 finale, Captain America versus Iron Man. So I'm just going to go over all the suits. So first I'm going to say what all the suits have in common. So what they have is they have repulsors, they have the unibeam from the arc reactor, they're all powered by an arc reactor, they all have like smart missiles, shoulder rockets, they can all fly, they can move very quickly, they can predict opponents' next moves, they can move faster than an extremis soldier's eye can track or something like that, which is actually pretty fast, like on land it can do that. That's actually very, very, very fast when you really think about it. It also has Jarvis, which is his onboard computer system, which can control his weaponry and can let him know about certain things that are happening that maybe Tony's not instantly aware of. And it also has EMP to shut down other electronics, stuff like that. Now let's get into the actual suits, like the differences. So first we got Mark 42, which I'm not going to go over like a ton of stuff about the suits, by the way. But there's the Mark 42, which can he can call it to himself. We all saw it from Iron Man 3. I think it can also self-repair itself, and it was based off of the extremis armor. So that's pretty cool. It is very powerful again. By the way, all the suits can lift up to 100 tons, and they can fly at supersonic speeds. Just in case you didn't know that, that's the stuff there. So yeah, it's very strong. The same capabilities, I believe. What else? So he also has the Hulkbuster suit, which is another suit that I'm giving him. The Hulkbuster can hold its own against the Incredible Hulk. It has Hulk-like strength, probably not as much as the Hulk, because the Hulk is really freaking strong and he keeps getting stronger. But you guys know what I mean. It can fight the Hulk really, really well. It also it's powered by I think the strength of 11 arc reactors, which is actually really impressive because I'm pretty sure it's only, for the main suits, it's really only 1, because it has, 1 arc reactor. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it is. So 11 arc reactors, wow. Some people don't understand how big, 10 times something is, and then, you got 11 times. That's actually really, really, really cool. It's very strong. It's also very durable. The big, bulky modular armor. It's mainly used for fighting characters like Hulk, or, big characters that he can't fight, just in, the skinny suit, Well, I don't want to say skinny, but you guys know what I mean, the skinnier suit, even though it is heavily armed. What else? So he also has his Mark 16, which is the stealth armor. It doesn't have a lot of weapons with it. It's mostly based for stealth and speed. It doesn't have that many weapons. I believe it only has repulsors and the unibeam. I don't believe it has anything else. It might, but it can also fly and all that stuff. But as I said, how I said all the armors have it. I guess this one's an exception. It doesn't have everything. It's very light on weapons, but it's very flexible, and it's mainly used for stealth, not heavy combat. There's also the Mark 40, which I believe is the speed armor. It's mainly used for speed. It is his fastest armor that he has. It can fly at I believe Mach 5, maybe even faster. It's the fastest armor that he has. Again, it is also very strong, but it's mainly used for speed. It does have a lot of weapons, but again, if he wants to actually fight, something like the Mark 42 or the Hulkbuster would be better for an actual fight that has some someone that rivals his own strength and durability. You guys know what I mean. What else? So he also has his I believe it's Mark 25, which is almost like his striker armor, which is very powerful. It's very highly based on raw power, so it is very powerful. It also has, I believe, removable pneumatic hammers, and it can it's also, I believe, it's resistant to temperature and electric attacks. I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So it is a very powerful armor at its core. There's also the extremis armor, which again the Mark 42 is based off of. You guys all know the extremis armor. And then there's also the last one, which is the endosim armor, which is the armor from Superior Iron Man, I believe it is. And this is the armor, again, it's very powerful, it's very strong, very fast. It's part armor, I think it's part machine, part living thing. It's like a symbiote type thing. Kind of like Venom. Well, not kind of, but well, yes, kind of, but not exactly. You guys know what I mean. So you know, it's like it's part biology, or it might be full biology because it's a symbiote. You know, you guys know what I mean. And you know, it's powerful enough to take on Lex Luthor's own war suit, which as we've seen is confirmed by Death Battle, which I do trust. You guys might not trust it, but you know, regardless, no matter what you trust, it is very powerful. So those and you know, just Tony by himself, you know, he is smart on his own. He is a pretty good strategist, but generally he relies on Jarvis for the main strategy. He does have a high level of intelligence, but you know, again, not much for strategy, more so for inventing suits. So it might not have that much of an impact in the fight. So, I pretty much listed everything I think I'm going to list for these characters. Now I have to figure out who would win in a fight. And man, I feel like I'm under so much pressure because it's like these two this is a very like highly requested fight. However, I do have an answer, and I am nearly 100% confident in this answer. Like, I almost, like, again, I don't want to say I know who'd win, because, you know, like, I don't get all the facts right, and, you know, this is all my opinion, just so you guys know, like, the title might be a bit misleading for all my episodes. The title might be a bit misleading, but it's just my own opinion. And my own opinion is that Iron Man would win, and I say that simply because of all of the armors that I'm giving him in this fight, including the Endosim armor. The Endosim armor I'm going to talk about first, because Batman really has no way of shutting down the Endosim armor. He doesn't have, like, any way of doing it. Because the Endosim armor, like the Stryker armor, is, like, it's electrical resistant. It's taking hits from Storm, and we know how electric she is. So, you know, it doesn't, like, anything, like, Batman does have ways to shut down other suits, but when we bring the Endosim armor into the equation, Batman has no way of shutting it down. And if Batman can't get past the armor, or if he can't shut down the armor, he really doesn't have that many ways of killing him. Especially since Iron Man has the ability to, like, go very fast on the ground, you know, faster than an extremis super soldier's eye can track. That's insane. And it's also just heavily armed. It's so much stronger than Batman. It's so much faster than Batman. Batman does have his own armor, which is something I did forget to mention, but it's not as durable or just as versatile, obviously, as Iron Man's. But, you know, like, you guys get what I'm saying, right? You know, the Endosim armor is just so powerful, and it's just something that Batman doesn't have the ability to shut down. It's something as simple as that. Even without the Endosim armor, I'd feel a bit weird giving it to Batman if I was just to give him the other 6, because this would mean that Batman would have to constantly be able to get, like, to shut down Iron Man's suits, like, 6 times in a row. And honestly, I consider, like, one suit, like Iron Man that's limited to one suit versus Batman, I actually consider that a pretty interesting fight, because I'm trying to figure out who would win between those. Like, again, I don't have to really do that for this episode since I'm including the Endosim, but just thinking about it now, like Iron Man is still so much stronger and faster and more durable, but Batman has taken on characters like those. Granted, he has needed preparation time in the past, but Batman has also been shown to, like, dodge Omega beams, which are undodgeable, meaning he might be able to dodge Iron Man's repulsors, which actually aren't lasers. They don't travel at the speed of light, and plus all Batman has to do is shut down one suit, but Iron Man is still so fast. But Batman has been able to ninja around his, like, Superman super hearing. You know, I actually think that's a pretty interesting fight to think about. I don't know who would win that fight, but if anyone wanted to see that rematch, I would be very open to doing that. However, since it is a rematch, I would probably wait a bit to do that, because, you know, it's a rematch and I want to get, like, other fights first. But if anyone wanted to see that, comment down, because I might get to it at some point. But, you know, just because Iron Man has so many suits with him, and all the suits are so powerful, and he can keep switching between them to change his strategy, honestly, Batman might be able to shut down a few suits, but in the end, he doesn't have enough versatility, because Iron Man's going to predict his next moves. That's part of the suit stuff, and he's just going to overpower him. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. My opinion is that Iron Man would win. If you think even with those 7 suits that Batman would still win, please comment down below. I really want to know because I don't get all the facts right. If you did like this episode of the mid-season finale, give me a like. I always appreciate the likes. Comment down below what you thought of it, if I got anything wrong, if I missed anything. And if you could subscribe to my channel, that would honestly make my day. You would have no idea how much I'd appreciate that. That'd be really nice. It would really help my channel out and it would really help it grow. So thank you if you do that. Anyway, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And next time on Who'd Win and Why, we got Lizard going up against Killer Croc. I really hope you guys are excited for that one, and I will see you all later. Take care.